Social media is taking over the world and has become an integral part of all our lives. Considering the amount of time we spend on it, it seems like a natural progression to make a career out of it. Hi guys, I'm Radhika Bhole and today I'm going to talk to you about how you can land a job as a social media manager. Social media marketing is an ever-changing field. This means that in order to be updated, you need to constantly be aware about what's happening and what's not. So let's understand what you need to do to land a job as a social media manager. A social media manager needs to create content which suits the brand or the business's needs. He needs to understand the target audience that he is going to be creating the content for and ensure that he is able to connect and engage with his target audience. To be successful as a social media manager, you need to be extremely creative, you need to be flexible, you need to have good communication skills, and you need to have a good grasp over analytics. You need to know what's going to work for your client and what's not going to work for your client. You need to be able to create content that suits the needs of your client. Build an online portfolio and show it off. Consider your social media presence as a representation of your skills and knowledge on how social media works. And this could be anything, It could be the various social media handles that you worked on and you managed. You basically need to be able to showcase what you did to a potential employer or a potential client so that they see what your skills are like. In this field, it's not necessary that you need to have paid experience. You need to be able to showcase whatever you've done, whether or not it's paid or unpaid, even if it's volunteer work, because that is what's going to show your real skills and not whether it's paid or unpaid. Apart from that, you also need to familiarize yourself with things like email marketing, search engine optimization, how a website can be made, how a blog can be launched, and so on. Build an online community of your own. There are so many social media handles out there. There is Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Tumblr, and so on. What you need to do is that you need to be able to link all of them to one another really well. So for example, if you have a good YouTube handle, if you have a good Facebook page, you have an Instagram page with a great following and even a website, you need to link all of them to one another. What this will do is that it will help clients to sit up and take notice of your thriving social media presence. The general idea here is that you need to be able to showcase how you are able to grow and sustain a thriving social media presence so that you will be able to find more clients and perhaps clients could find you too. There are constantly new changes and updates of features being launched on social media. In fact, there are even many new social media platforms being launched all the time. Whether it's Facebook coming up with new features, Google launching new softwares, or Instagram making changes in its algorithm. As a social media manager, you need to be aware about all these changes that are taking place so that you are able to maximize your client's visibility. So make sure that you dive into these new features and understand them really well and know what works and what doesn't work on the respective platforms. So for example, YouTube prefers long videos while Instagram is a more visual platform where on-the-go content does really well. You need to read blogs, you need to watch videos, and basically ensure that you keep yourself inspired and aware about the latest updates and changes that are taking place on social media. Keep learning. To do a great job as a social media manager, you need to be curious about the various features and changes that are happening on social media and motivated enough to learn and understand the platforms inside out. You need to know and understand what drives engagement on your social media. You've got to understand what boosts engagement across all the various different social media platforms. Knowing these platforms inside out and understanding what works and what doesn't work on them is your key role as a social media manager. Don't just focus on likes, views, on followers. What you really need to focus on is understanding analytics so that you can tie them back to your strategy to understand what works and what doesn't work. These statistics are a condensed version of what you helped to achieve for the business to grow. And this can actually help you land your job as a social media manager. Don't hesitate to create. The more you see, the less you know principle really applies here. Only when you actually create content will you know what works and what doesn't, and you'll be able to use it to your advantage. The response to your content will also help you understand the platforms better, and the growth of your platform also depends on the quality of the content that you post. Nowadays, anybody can go out there and create a community for themselves and establish a strong social media presence. And if you want to be in this field, you need to be able to do the same. Learn different marketing skills. Your clients are already going to be aware about what works and what doesn't work for them. They're also going to be aware about what the competitors are doing. What you need to do is learn some marketing skills as well. You need to know how to optimize YouTube videos by adding good descriptions, by inserting title tags and annotations for your YouTube video. You also need to know how you can use Instagram and Facebook apps. You need to know how you can work with branded hashtags to grow your pages. You also need to know how you can use webcasts and email captures to boost your engagement. You also need to learn how to use social media ads and even Google ads. If you have basic design and photography skills, then that's even better. The job hunt. Even big agencies have a tough time finding clients to work with. So what you really need to do is, firstly, you need to find out what kind of job interests you. What kind of sector do you prefer to work in? Then you need to figure out what kind of experience you already have. After doing so, you need to figure out what platforms are the most popular in the circle that you are soon going to be part of. You can then create content accordingly and post it on those platforms. What you really need to do is drive real conversations and traffic to your social media platforms, whether it's your website, your blog, or even your social media presence. The more unique or creative your marketing strategy, the more buzz you'll be able to create. Online research and tutorials can only get you so far. What you really need to do is attend social media conferences and networking events. This way, you will be able to learn directly from industry experts. You'll also be able to get some real practical insights from the leaders of your industry. And who knows, you might even find potential employers there. Clients are looking for social media managers who are aware of the various changes taking place in this ever-changing field. As a social media manager, you need to wear various hats at the same time. You need to be able to do some copywriting, you need to have some basic design skills, and you also need to be able to do some photography. Publishing content for so many people to see is not easy, especially with the negative feedback and trolls coming in. But you need to be really thick-skinned and address what's relevant. Express your creative and fun side on your personal profile. This will help your potential employer to see how you really love what you do. And who wouldn't want to hire someone who already loves what they do? Do you think you're the right fit to become a social media manager? Tell us in the comments below. I hope you liked the video today, and if you did, do hit like and subscribe to our channel for some more value-adding videos in the future. Until then, bye!